morning, or good afternoon, I should say. My name is Brad Ashwell. I'm the state director for All Voters Local Action. All Voters Local Action, for those who don't know us, works to eliminate discriminatory barriers to voting before they're a problem on election day, so democracy works for all of us. There are a couple things I've heard today that I want to reiterate before I get into what I want to talk about. When we fight, we win. Yes. Say it. When we fight, we win. Yes. The other thing is, you might notice I'm a little bit of a different complexion than some of the other speakers. I want you to say something else. I could say we will not be silenced. Your vote is your voice. I want you to say it. We will not be silenced. We will not be silenced. Yes. So we believe the freedom of vote is at the heart of democracy. We're committed to dismantling any threats to voter freedom. Since 2019, the Florida legislature has passed bills every year, year after year, to eliminate your voice. Everything from limiting access to vote by mail to restricting your access to drop boxes. They've attacked the voting power of Black, brown, and young Floridians. These anti-voter laws have created deliberate barriers to voting at every step of the process. It is time for lawmakers to put partisan politics aside and to focus on what's best for all voters. Some examples are unnecessary restrictions to vote by mail. I think Jasmine spoke a little about this. We could go into detail, but they basically wiped all of the requests that were on file off. They made it hard to assist elderly and disabled voters. They've tried to eliminate no excuse vote by mail. That's on the table. They are trying to add ID restrictions. They will not stop. The other thing they've done that kind of went below the radar is they restricted funding to supervisors of elections and the ability of a lot of organizations to assist them. So supervisor of elections and their staff, they work on the front lines in the counties to administer our elections. And not only are these laws attacking you and attacking us and our ability to vote and organize, they're also attacking them. I don't even need to tell you the extreme penalties for third-party voter registration groups is meant to chill your voice, is meant to chill our ability to register each other. So we're here today to turn the tables. We're here to turn it around and correct the ship. The Harriette T and Harriette V More Florida Voting Rights Act would undo many of these harms while putting new protections in place. A hallmark of the Federal Voting Rights Act has historically been strong protections against voter intimidation, deception, and obstruction of the ballot box. The Florida VRA strengthens Florida's existing statute to protect voters at a time when radicalism and political violence are surging among hate and election conspiracy groups. Acts of intimidation, deception, obstruction, or any other tactic that interferes with an individual's right to vote, whether it be at an early voting site, a drop box, or through communications, will be prohibited and enforced under this act. I want to say a few words about language access too. Every voter should have equitable access to the polls regardless of the language they speak. The problems we have in Florida is that voters whose preferred language is not English are often not afforded the same level of language assistance as English speakers. Spanish-speaking voters face different language access protections in every county. Only Miami-Dade offers resources and assistance to Haitian Creole speakers. While Brazilian Portuguese is the third most spoken language in the state, no counties offer Portuguese-speaking voters language assistance. The Florida VRA creates a consistent state formula to ensure that non-native English speakers receive services and materials from election officials in their native language, regardless of what county they live in. The bill also protects Native American voters if a local government contains any part of a Native American reservation. So over the past few years, Florida voters have had to overcome barrier after barrier after barrier after barrier to the ballot. The Florida Voting Rights Act would ensure that all eligible voters in Florida can participate in our democracy by repealing many of these anti-voter measures and by adding much-needed protections against any future discriminatory voting policies at the state or local level. That's important to note. These issues don't just happen at the Capitol, they happen in the counties as well. Florida voters deserve equitable participation in their state's democracy, and that's exactly what the Florida Voting Rights Act will provide. And you will not be silenced. We will not be silenced. Thank you.